Same challenges on the data side as well? Because clearly these OpEx challenges apply to voice, falling tariffs and things like that. Are we seeing the same things on data as well? And do you anticipate that continuing forward as data becomes more popular?
There are synergies which has happened on the operator side, right? But I guess there is much more to be done in this country from an infrastructure perspective. You may have 15 operators, but you don't need to have 15 networks. When you don't have the 15 networks, because the price elasticity is gone in the market. When you have the price which is set, I don't think the price will go down further. There's no way. And the operators will have to come back to the drawing board, sit together and make sure we start the network sharing. So whatever the OpEx, we still have the room for us to be a couple of networks, maybe 3, 4, 5, depending on the size of the consumer base in that particular market. It applies to the data. Now data, if you look at the architecture of data is completely flat. When you're talking about evolution from TDM to IP, the investments have gone from the base station centric or a switch centric into a pretty much transport and the end user device. So the intelligence is gone to the end user device more and more. The intelligence is gone to the transport and radios, as we saw the light radios, or the efficiency has gone up so much, the cost will have to come down.
Chinmay, I mean, you're the newest of the operators up here. Clearly focusing on expanding market share, entering and gaining subscriber base. We heard a mention about network sharing, and you guys have been doing intra-circle roaming to help, effectively network sharing. What do you see as the roadmap going forward with the way you're approaching the market?
Okay, I'll because we are talking in data perspective, so perhaps I'll give you certain feelings. See, we are the newest operator and we operate on 4.4 megahertz. And even today, the new operator also without data services, you cannot run in the market. We have very savvy users who are using data to the extreme. And I'll say I'm happy that 100% of my users are not using data services. I think Jasbir also will agree, even if all subscribers of any operator start using data services today, we are not in a position technically to deliver that. And we see a boom. We see even for a new operator, there are savvy customers who are using it. Second angle, which is becoming very, very challenging, is monetization of the, on the revenue part, data revenue is not really structured. It's distributed because application owners who are giving the end services, they get maybe more than the operators who are really giving the service and spreading it to the people.
Ashwini, you're definitely the most data-focused of players in the panel here. Coming from the CDMA VDO perspective, given your strong push, how are you really trading off this whole capacity versus quality versus investment and cost and spectrum issue that you're facing, given your major push on data?
I agree with all my colleagues, that this cost of providing the data services vis-a-vis revenue is a big challenge, especially with the ARPUs and all those things that we are operating in this country. Okay, so the biggest challenge, I agree with them, is the cost part. But the another key aspect that we also need to focus on when we are providing data services is to how to monitor the end user experience. Because the data services are totally different from voice services, because with whatever little experience we had in last 2 years of operating data, and 20 years of experience of operating voice, of course, so in voice, it either works or doesn't work, so if it doesn't work, the customer will immediately complain you. Whether your NMS systems are in place or not, you will anyway come to know, so you need not be that much proactive as much as in data.
I think what we'll do now, and we're very close to the schedule, is actually open this up to questions from the audience.
We just heard Wim talk about the light radio concept, and he's also shown us, I think, kind of a demo piece with him. I would like to ask the operators, anybody, I mean, maybe all of them, what do they feel that the light radio will bring to them?
First thing is, I think it's an excellent product. I'm very much impressed personally. The only thing is, let this product come out commercially as early as possible. So the way the promises are being made, if this product is going to deliver those promises and going to deliver at the earliest, I think it's good for the operator community. As I said initially, the biggest pressure we have today is the network OpEx. This product is very scalable, it's very small, hardly any power consumption, very small footprint. I can keep adding. I don't need maybe towers. So Vince, you were saying that we have so many towers every time. I think this is the concern even for the operators right now. So this product is going to help in terms of reducing the OpEx, I'm sure the CapEx, and it's easier to deploy. And this will also improve the overall environment of the cities or the urban areas, and certainly will help in the cause of having the green initiative in the country.
Right now there are 3 projects of Government of India for facilitating broadband services in the country. As Wim rightly said, data has to enable the services, and that is the mission of the government, and lot of investment is coming in. Government has invited private operators to share the details of their infrastructure, so that those infrastructure can be utilized for this mission, and they also get benefit of this endeavor. So what are their plans to participate in these endeavors?
We had about, say, year back, 10,000 kilometers fiber within as an organization, Aircel as an organization. In the last 9 months, we could reach a number of, say, about 40,000 kilometers. So unless there was and I have rolled out myself, when like Aircel rolled out maybe 5,000 kilometers. There is a lot of sharing happening among the operators. I mean, I would have taken dark fiber from Tata or Airtel. So there is a lot of cooperation which is happening within the operator community in the intercity route. The biggest issue comes in is intracity. At least top 10, 15 towns is where we must have a joint collaboration of operators and the government. Because in a lot of times when I go with a dark fiber, right, the government doesn't allow me to go and take it. I mean, legally, it doesn't allow me to go and share it with somebody because of, some ROW has somebody else's name. So there's a lot of legal requirements which were there. And I think your point was right. The government started off asking the database of all the operators, give us the fiber details. We have provided the details.
One quick point to the question in terms of the networks and the broadband. So we need to build out more and more of a fiber backbone network, particularly for the mobile needs. Then wherever the fiber is reasonably close to the end user, it doesn't have to be at the home, you will take technologies like light radio, you will connect it to the fiber, and you will connect to the end user. But particularly for India, that won't necessarily be enough. What I'm kind of learning is that we will actually need different radio layers around the fiber network. There could be more and more of a wireless backhaul, or 2 or 3 hop kind of technology to get to that rural area, to get to that end user. So you can use LTE as an end user technology, you can use it as a backhaul technology, you can use unlicensed spectrum, you can use microwave. So you need a number of layers of that technology to get to the end user. And what I'm happy to hear, I see a lot of people talking about operator sharing of fiber, of technology, even of towers and radio infrastructure. And as a provider who sells this stuff, that is perfectly fine with us. I mean, we actually welcome, and we will make sure that light radio and other types of equipment that we build is well suited for operators sharing infrastructure, because it's the only way you can make the economics of going into rural areas work, and we are a big supporter.
With that, I'd like to thank Bharat Exhibitions for organizing a great discussion. Thank you, Shashi, for pulling everyone together and making this happen. And thank you, everyone, for coming this morning. I'll hand it over to you to do the concluding remarks.
Thank you very much to all of you, each one of you, to Dr. Wim, Jagbirji, Malikaji, Shoniji, and Chinmayji, and to each one of you who are here early morning to witness the CTO panel discussion on future of wireless. Thank you so much.